following is a presentation of Mountain Sports.
Tonight's game is sponsored on WIMT by Cardinal Chevrolet, your mountain leader for new and used cars and trucks. Cumberland Valley National Bank, what your bank should be. Dr. Keith Gibson, Cosmetic and Family Dentistry. Hart Cycle Sales. North Hills Shopping Center, we're Bobcat proud. Mr. Gaddy's. First National Bank of Jackson, member FDIC. Southeast Marine, let's go fishing. Jackson True Value Hardware and Radio Shack. Help is just around the corner. Kentucky River Medical Center, quality health care close to home. And Shiloh's Express.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this WIMT Sports Special presentation of the 2002 Class 2A State Football Championship. It had been dripped about for many years by mountain football fans, a state championship game with two teams from Eastern Kentucky doing battle. Well, that's exactly what we got, with the Corbin Redhounds rallied to beat Webster County 28-21 in their state semifinal, and the Breathitt County Bobcats also scrambled back to edge Russell 28-27 in overtime to advance to Louisville. How did Corbin make it to the River City? Behind the power running game of Jared Lawson and a very stingy defense, the Redhounds had won 9 in a row and became the Cinderella of the 2002 season. As for Breathitt County, their PlayStation-type offense grabbed the state spotlight with staggering offensive numbers from Mike Holcomb's passing attack, but the Bobcats defense was giving up barely 11 points a game to complement the offense. The two mountain football powerhouses met at the famous Carpet of Cardinal Stadium. I'll see you back here at halftime as WIMT Sports presents the 2002 Class 2A State Championship game. Dan Manley and Gary Crawford have the call from Cardinal Stadium in Louisville.
Definitely, this is a game of tempo here, and who can set the tempo may determine the outcome of this game very quickly.
T.J. Fraley is one of the deep men. He's standing to the near side, and to the far sideline is Brandon Thomas. They're ready to return this opening kickoff that is ready to come from Corbin. Well, the ball is on the tee. Eric Dixon just standing. He'll take a short run toward the ball. Lines it up near the far hash mark, and looks like he's going to angle it toward the far sideline, and a good chance that it'll be Brandon Thomas who'll get a chance to return this one. Still waiting for the signal from the official. And in case you missed the first game today, Mayfield winning it over Beechwood 14-7 for the Class A title.
Never know if you might have a little trick kick here. I mean, just to try to keep Breathitt County on their toes here.
He's got it lined up where he could do that. And he just punches it right down the center of the field. It's fielded at the 26-yard line by one of the men up to the 30, 35, and out near the 40-yard line goes Breathitt County's Teddy Warren, a 6-foot, 170-pound senior. So a short kick, a nice little return, and the Bobcats get great field position. They'll start it 1st and 10 just outside their 40-yard line, and as they walk on the field, they immediately go out. They don't huddle up. They line up, and right back in the shotgun is Justin Haddix.
This is why it's a luxury to have a kicker that can kick it out the back of the end zone, because when you squib, you give up field position.
Haddix calling the play after he sees the defensive set, which has 4 down linemen for Corbin. Looks like they'll rush with 5. The snap is back. Blitz coming. Haddix gets away from it, but being chased and dropped back at the 38-yard line.
Good shot in the arm for Corbin right off the bat, coming with the pressure off the corner there. We saw it in the first game, how the flow of the ball game was disrupted for Beechwood in the passing game because of pressure.
Jeremy Ware was the guy who came from the left side, and he flushed Haddix into the middle part of the field, and then the rest of the defense able to get to him. Breathitt County blue pants, white jerseys and helmets, black socks for most of the players. On 2nd and 12. Deep drop for Haddix. He's going for it all, throwing long downfield, has a man out there, and it is caught and stepping out of bounds down at the 22-yard line. The reception is made by Brandon Thomas, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Breathitt County. I tell you what, he threw that one up in the clouds. And
a rainbow.
I thought that was one of the planes coming in, going to the airport just right across the way.
He threw that football 55 yards in the air in land distance, and it was probably about 40 yards high. I mean, he put some air under that one, and now it's 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line. Haddix has his team right back. He takes it, and he's going to run with the football, lowers his head and gets near the 20-yard line. There's a fumble in there. As they scramble for the football, I think Breathitt County's able to get it back. As the ball popped loose, the man who got on it for the Bobcats is John Duff, a 6'2", 205-pound senior. So Duff with the recovery of the fumble. The offensive left guard, big gain of about 3 yards on the play.
Tell you what, Breathitt County doesn't waste any time. They don't huddle. They just come right up the line of scrimmage, and Haddix calls the plays out from there. 2
blockers back there with him. Haddix waiting. He takes the snap and he wants to throw it. He looks and looking for Johnson in the corner of the end zone, and it's out of the end zone. I think he may have come down with the football, but he's out of the end zone. And double coverage. Johnson backing up with double coverage on him, and he gets up a little bit slowly out there and kind of pulls himself out of the snow pile and heads back to the huddle.
Well, I tell you what, the way the balls have been thrown, really the defensive backfield for Corbin really hadn't had a chance to make a beat on the ball. I mean, you're taught to catch it at its highest point, but it is coming in at such an angle, it's hard to make a play on the ball.
So now it's 3rd down and about 7 to go. The ball at the 19-yard line of Corbin. Haddix with only 1 blocker back there with him. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, fires, and Thomas drops the ball at the 20-yard line. He was going to try to make a cutback to the center of the field, but I don't know that play would have gone anywhere anyway, and it'll be 4th down.
A wide receiver screen, you release the tackle out there to try to knock out the defensive back out there on the corner, and then trying to create something out on the
bring it back inside. I think you're right, Dan. Defensively, they had linebackers filling from the inside, so that was not going to go very far.
Early momentum right here on 4th down as Breathitt County will go for it from the 19 of Corbin. Haddix waiting on that snap right now and has it. Sets up right where he took the football. He fires. He's got a man wide open, and it's incomplete down at the 5-yard line.
Haddix overthrew him by about a yard.
It was Dustin Barnett who was the intended receiver, and he broke open, running a crossing pattern from left to right. And he's floated these passes up and allowed the receivers to run under them. That time didn't get quite enough air under the ball. And the ball goes over to the Corbin Red Hounds. They take over at their 19-yard line with 10:19. Hey, we've had a lot of action for only 1:41 to go off the clock.
I'll tell you what, when they don't huddle and they throw it a lot, the time doesn't go very fast.
Huge defensive stand for Corbin, though.
Now Jeremy Brock, the quarterback, with a wishbone backfield, although they clear one of the men out, running him in motion, and they give it to the tailback, as running in there was Jared Lawson, and he crosses the 20 out to about the 23-yard line. Lawson with a nice run on 1st down as they spot the football up. It'll be a gain of 4. You'll take that every time. 4 or more is kind of the magic number when you like to run the football. If you get that on 1st down, you just give yourselves lots of opportunities of different things you can do. And again, as they break out, they'll have 2 men in the backfield. This time they don't break the man out. They go ahead and slant him out. They're actually unbalanced to the left side, and once again they give it to Lawson. He comes back to the short side of the unbalanced formation and gets out to the 25-yard line, maybe the 26. Good job there of gang tackling on the part of the Breathitt County Bobcats. Leading the charge was Jared Stacy, a 6'2", 220-pound defensive tackle.
You can see there, Dan, the conflict or the contrast in styles. Corbin comes in 2 sort of ground-pounding running plays right up through the heart of the line. They've gained about 6 or 7 yards in 2 plays. Breathitt County comes out firing.
Got just over 3 yards to try to pick up a 1st down, and Brock on a quick count goes and play action, wants to throw, being chased. He's hit. He's going to be dropped back at the 11-yard line. Coming in there to make the play was T.J. Fraley, cornerback for the Bobcats, and Brock really had no chance at all as Fraley was putting the beam on him right from the get-go as he started to roll back, and the tackle is made. Forward progress spotted at the 14-yard line. So a big loss on the play of about 9. 4th down, and Corbin will punt.
MC Ballou is probably going to make one of the biggest kicks of his life right here.
Right here.
He really needs to get that ball out of the shadow of their own goalpost here.
So Ballou stands at his 2-yard line. 2 return men are back. A little bit of a high snap, but not a rush on. Very low kind of line drive kick. Does take a Corbin bounce and will be fielded by Thomas at the 47-yard line, but he retreats all the way back to his own 45. A wall is there, 45 and 40, and he's going to go for the touchdown. Thomas will take it to the house. 47 yards will be, I think, probably the official number. No flags are down, although he retreated all the way back to his own 45 before he took it down the field. Brandon Thomas, a 5'8", 160-pound senior.
Well, they had the return right on, and he was going to get to the ball, even though the ball was kicked over here to the left sideline. He reversed his field and gave up about 10 or 15 yards running all the way around the Corbin Redhounds before he was able to break into the open.
Breakdown in coverage as well. You talk about staying in your lanes. All of Corbin Redhounds came straight to the ball and allowed him to get around.
David Little, the sophomore, on the extra point try. A straight ahead kicker. It's up and good. And with 8 minutes, 15 seconds to go in the opening quarter on a punt return, Breathitt County 7, Corbin nothing. Back with the Bobcats kickoff here at Fairgrounds Stadium in just a minute. Sophomore David Little with the kickoff, and he dribbles one down the middle. It's fielded at the 20-yard line by Corbin's Justin Barton, one of the up men, and the 6-foot, 141-pound junior brings the ball back out across the 30 onto the 35-yard line. So Corbin will start with decent field position as they try to rebound now from the punt return that has given the Breathitt County Bobcats a 7-0 lead.
Corbin can't go 3 and out this time. They must establish some kind of sense of some fluid in their offense. They've got to be able to move the ball a little bit to give themselves some confidence.
Jeremy Brock, the quarterback, and they kind of run in, I don't know, this is almost close to a wing T look, and they just pitch it back to Lawson, who starts outside, makes it cut back to the inside, picks up about 3 yards.
The offset backfield, offset eye with a wing, so you did kind of get a look almost of a wing T, so to speak, right there in that situation. We've seen, 3 different formations now. We've seen the bone, the broken bone, the offset eye, so they're mixing it up within what they like to do running the ball-wise.
The defense for Breathitt County, Casey Noble and Jared Stacy are the ends. Bill Campbell, the nose tackle. They put a lot of people on that line of scrimmage, and the handoff goes to Lawson again, and he bounces off one would-be tackler, but brought down pretty much right there at the 39-yard line, maybe a pickup of a yard. It's going to bring up 3rd down and about 6 to go for the Corbin Redhounds, trailing 7-0 in the game. And up off the Corbin bench checking in is Eric Blackwood, a 5'9", 134-pound freshman. He was in as a return man, and he is in there right now.
So far, you've just not been able to see Corbin make any kind of assertive move at the line of scrimmage to move the Bearcats off the line.
Again, that wishbone look in the backfield, and here they want to throw, and the pass is kind of thrown up for grabs, and it's tipped and almost intercepted by Haddix. We actually had 2 receivers that ran conjunctive routes with Eric Blackwood and Justin Barton, and Haddix was one of the defenders back there along with Courtney Johnson, and really Haddix was the guy who had the best chance to bring it down. He didn't, but it's a punting situation, and there's Blue back in there to punt.
Talk about Corbin and the way offenses have evolved over the years of not, first and second down being traditional run down. That's what Corbin is doing. They're running on first and second and passing on 3rd.
Here's a punt, a wobbly sidewinder that goes out of bounds across the way at the 36-yard line. So the punt only covers about 24 yards and gives Breathitt County excellent field position. They'll have 1st and 10 at their own 36 with 6:47 left to play here in the opening quarter, and with the Bobcats out to a 7-0 lead, big gut check time right now for this Corbin defense.
The Bobcats do come out, no huddles again. They're ready to go.
Thomas wide left, Johnson in the slot to the left. They line the backs up in the I formation. Haddix stands and waits. With that I formation behind him, he turns and he gives the handoff this time. And Fraley gets the call and running to the right side picks up maybe a yard before he is ridden out of bounds or across the way. Don't know if he got to the sideline marker. The tackle is made by Isaac Mills, and T.J. Fraley with a gain of 1.
You're saying that he stayed inbounds, Dan. The clock's still running, so just a gain of 1. But they come to the line very, very quickly again.
You almost feel like Breathitt County, they ran the ball just because, well, we feel like we ought to run it every now and then.
Yeah, doesn't seem like
it. Yeah,
now let's get back to the passing. Now that we showed you that we can run it, here is Haddix out of the gun again. He's being chased out back there. He dumps a little pass over the left flat, and the pass is complete, and the gain is all the way out to the 43-yard line. Going to be short of the 1st down. The reception made by Darren Back.
Interesting, as Haddix ran toward the line of scrimmage, he saw the safety valve open, but there was a defender between them, sort of, and he just sort of did a little jump ball over his head and completed the pass.
You can see why he's such a special player and why he has so many numbers offensively.
Absolutely.
Improvisation right there, and now it's 3rd and 4. Haddix takes the snap, rolls right. He's going to run, see if he can pick it up, and he will. He's 45, 50, 45, 40, down to the 37-yard line.
He showed you his arm.
Haddix showed good speed, didn't he?
He showed you his arm in the first series. Now he's showing you his legs.
That's right. You know, when he first left the gun back there, I said, well, he'll run out there a little bit. I don't think he can get to the corner. And then he had this burst of speed as he turned the ball upfield and gained another 13 yards.
So 1st and 10 just inside the Corbin 38-yard line. Haddix will go hands under center this time. Has one back behind him, and that's Fraley. Thomas to the short side. That's to the right. 2 receivers to the left. Now they'll bring Thomas in motion. They hand it off to him. Little wingman around. He comes all the way to the 30, to the 26-yard line, and knocked out of bounds, and that'll be another Breathitt County first down. Lined up as a wide receiver to the right. They send him in motion, and about the time he gets behind the tackle, the ball is snapped, takes the handoff, and turns it into a 12-yard gain. And the Bobcat offense is on the move right now at the 26-yard line of Corbin.
And I tell you what, if you're on the Red Hound defense side of things, you don't have any time to think or rest.
5:08 to go in this opening quarter. Now Corbin, they have 6 men up along the line of scrimmage for this first down play. Haddix looks both directions, calling the plays. He goes hand under center. Again brings Thomas in motion. This time he hands the ball to Fraley right up the middle after Thomas cleared out, running in motion behind him. He gave the straight-ahead handoff, and Fraley is able to pick up yardage to the 22, a gain of about 4. For the Red Hounds, it's Jeff Cloud, the 6'2", 251-pound tackle, that makes the stop.
The pace of this game, the way Breathitt County's playing, it's going to be tough on the interior linemen for Corbin to be able to keep up this pace in this cold weather.
It's tempo, and they're controlling it right now.
2nd down and 6 yards to go after the 4-yard pickup. Again, Fraley the lone setback, and again Thomas in motion. This time Haddix is going to keep the ball, and he rolls to his right. He breaks a tackle, and he's at the 10, and he falls forward down to the 7-yard line. The guy who just managed to clip his heel was Jeremy Ware for Corbin and keep him out of the end zone, but it'll be 1st and goal down at about the 6-yard line. And, hey, how about that? Same formation, a little bit odd with the man coming in motion. 3 different plays.
3 different plays
that they ran off
pattern.
And
exactly.
that's the thing about, you talk about running plays and setup plays, and that's what they're doing. They're running
Very
plays
creative
and setup
offense.
plays.
Yes, sir.
Now they go to twin setbacks behind Haddix. Tight end to the right, and now Haddix directs a little traffic and moves Fraley over to the right toward that unbalanced side. And Haddix is going to keep it and be tackled from behind by Lawson at the 4-yard line. Boy, it's a great defensive play by Lawson, who shot through a gap and caught him from behind.
If he doesn't get him, he's in the end zone standing up.
So it'll be 2nd and goal just outside the 4-yard line. Here we go again. Breathitt County right back up on the line of scrimmage.
You get a feeling like Breathitt County's playing like they're supposed to be here.
Fraley and back are in there behind Haddix. They're split apart this time. From the right side hash mark, Haddix takes, and he fakes, and he keeps, and he's down to the 3. And once again, it was Lawson. That was kind of an identical-looking play. And again, Lawson makes the stop.
You call it, you hear some people call it the quarterback gut, where, you fake it to that fullback, that dive back, and then you just let the quarterback run right up behind him and essentially make the quarterback a tailback down. It's almost like the lead back is the blocking back, and he's the tailback.
Jared Lawson is 6'2", 190, and a junior. And now as Haddix brings his team to the line of scrimmage, doesn't like what he sees. He says, let's talk it over. A timeout call with 3:02 left. In the opening quarter, Breathitt County leading 7-0 and threatening, and we'll be back here at Fairgrounds Stadium in 1 minute. The 3-yard line. Haddix takes it and goes right up the middle, and he didn't get in. Got to the 1. It'll be 4th and goal. Kind of an interesting call there, maybe. You take a timeout and you talk about all the things you might do, and what you do is you snap the ball to your quarterback and just let him take it right over the center and try to get in.
Try to power it right in there.
Here we go. Big opportunity for a momentum swing if Corbin can make a stop here. Haddix takes it. He dives for that end zone, and he is in for the touchdown.
He's in.
He went over that right side, running in there behind Clay Banks and Bobby Howard, and he gets into the end zone.
Yeah, that time instead of the quick in, he took one step back and then got outside the guard and just went in right over the right guard.
Seems so uncommon for Breathitt County to run 4 straight plays there like they did.
Even from inside the 5,
So now Little will try and tack on point number 14. The score coming with 2:36 left in the quarter. It's a good snap on the tee. The kick is away, and it's good. 14-0. Breathitt County. They go 64 yards in 10 plays. It takes them 4 minutes and 11 seconds. They have a 14-0 lead over Corbin. We'll come back to Fairgrounds Stadium in just a minute. Little with the kickoff, and he kicks it short. It's fielded by one of the up men for Corbin. It's Justin Barton. And he's brought down by Kevin Rawlings. He brings it from the 30 out to about the 37-yard line. And Corbin on offense. Decent field position here at the 37. And well, you'd like to think that the way Corbin could stay in the game would be to move the ball on offense, that is their best chance to be in this one at the end. And now they got to start trying to make something happen after falling behind 14-0. Look at that Breathitt defense, everybody right in the box. And the give is to Lawson, and he fights his way across the 40 to the 42-yard line. Big differential here in the way these two teams approach offense. Breathitt County spreads the field, makes you honor from sideline to sideline. Corbin, at least at this point, pretty content to play a tackle-to-tackle game, and it makes it pretty easy on the defense unless you can just overpower.
Well, until Corbin tries to get outside the tackles with their offensive strategy, Breathitt County is just going to stack it in there and make them power them off the football.
Brock takes it, and this time it's not Lawson. The handoff instead goes to number 33, Justin Moore. He's 5'11", 184, and a junior, and he's very close to a first down marker as he is out just shy of the 47-yard line. It's going to be third down and less than a yard to go. So the Corbin Redhounds trying to move the chains for the first time in this game.
They really need to do something here, because if they go down another score right now, then they'll probably pretty much almost be out of this ball game.
And no, he did not make the first down. Once again, the handoff was to Moore, and he was brought down as soon as he touched the football.
Yeah,
he said he got hit by a brick wall.
Probably lost a yard.
I want to think for Breathitt County that it was Michael Riley who shot through there and made the play, but as they look it over, again, he's shy of the first down by a good yard. I think Corbin's going to go for it. 46-yard line, you're already down 14-0, and
big play here.
Here we go. Brock takes, he turns, he gives to Lawson. He did not even get close. Flag is down, dropped in the Corbin backfield.
Probably more likely going to be against Corbin.
Motion.
Illegal motion against the Redhounds. The play does not pick up the first down.
They'll decline.
And the penalty will be declined by Breathitt County. The Bobcats take over. 1st and 10 at their 45-yard line.
Well, there were two plays there with less than a yard or less, and Corbin just could not move anybody off the line of scrimmage, and Breathitt County just stuffed both runs as they came right back to the middle both times.
48 seconds to go in the first quarter, and right now Breathitt County is thinking knockout punch.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him go for the juggler right now by stretching the field and going somewhere towards the end zone.
They got players spread all over. Haddix takes the snap, stands back at his 46, dances around, looking. Now he runs, heads out of here to the left, 50, 45. Cuts outside again and gets inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Did a lot of running. We get a flag down at the end of the play.
I think this is going to be a sportsmanlike flag on Corbin's sideline. Somebody was saying something after the hit was made. Made a good play on the quarterback. You need to leave it at that.
It's a dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Corbin, and this will take the football down around the 24-yard line.
It was just a player being overzealous right there after making a decent play on the quarterback, and now you can really cost your team now by making such a boneheaded decision there.
Well, for the Redhounds, you play hard and you get a chance to be in a situation like this, and you're falling behind early.
Very frustrating.
Yeah, it's an easy spot to maybe lose composure a little bit. And they had those two plays where they had a chance to get a first down and maybe kind of neutralize things a little bit. But now the Bobcats back at their 24. 35 seconds to go in the first quarter. Haddix takes the snap, a big rush on him. He gets away from it. Rolls right, fires, completes it. Out in the right flat, 20, down to the 15-yard line, 14-yard line. Just going to be a little bit shy of another Breathitt County first down. That time the reception is made by Michael Riley, a senior wide receiver. Knuckles on the stop for Corbin, and it'll be second down and less than a yard to go.
Seen Jeremy Ware there come off the end for Corbin right there. The thing that you're taught when you're rushing off the end in a pass situation, you go to where the quarterback is going to be. Don't go to where he's at.
You got to keep him inside.
And he never did that. All Haddix had to do was make one little straight-legged move and get him inside and got around him.
They do bring the chains in to measure, but it is going to be short by about the length of the football. 19 seconds remaining here in this first quarter of play. A 14-0 lead for Breathitt County. Breathitt County fans are across the way from us at Fairgrounds Stadium. They bring the chains into the hash mark and reset the ball.
Folks from Jackson almost fill up all the chairbacks on the visiting side.
Almost, yes.
And on second down and less than a yard, Haddix is in the shotgun. It's almost like a free play for a passing quarterback, and he's got it. And he looks, and he dumps it off. A little screen pass coming out here. Making the catch is Fraley, 15 and 10, and he takes a real shot and knocked backwards at the 11-yard line. And the man who did it for Corbin was Justin Moore, the linebacker, the junior. But it is a first down. First down and 10 to go at the 11-yard line, and that'll be the end of this opening quarter. Officials are so caught up in the game they don't realize the quarter's over.
That's true. They don't realize there's no time on the clock.
Things have happened so quickly, and they're about to now.
They're about ready to snap the ball.
The players from Breathitt County were pointing at the scoreboard.
Hey, Mr. Referee.
Hey, they've got us going that way too, guys.
Yeah.
This has been a fast and furious first quarter. The Breathitt County Bobcats lead the Corbin Redhounds by a score of 14-0, and looking for more. We'll come back for second quarter action in this AA state championship game in just a minute. AA title game. Breathitt County with a 14-0 lead over Corbin, and at the Corbin 11-yard line, Haddix rolling right to throw. He's got Johnson at the 1-yard line. Makes the catch as he goes out of bounds. Courtney Johnson, who has had a phenomenal receiving year for the Breathitt County Bobcats, and makes a catch there. And it is also close to a first down, but it's going to be second down and inches to go for the first down. Less than a yard to go, actually, for the touchdown. Haddix takes, hands it off, in for the score. Touchdown recorded by Darren Back, and it is 20-0 Breathitt County.
11:31 here remaining in the half. It's been all Breathitt County to this point.
I haven't seen anything like this all season. I mean, I didn't get a chance to see the Recreation Bowl game, in which they put up 67 on the board. But Dan, I know you saw that. And this is just unbelievable.
Well, unless and you look back to last week, and we'll talk a little bit about what Russell did last week. Here's the extra point attempt though by Little, and the kick is up, and it's good, and it's 21-0. 11:31 to go in the first half. Breathitt County with the advantage over Corbin. Back with another Breathitt County kickoff in 1 minute. There's a short kickoff by David Little again, and it goes to Breathitt County's Kevin Raleigh, one of the up men, and he is brought down almost right in his tracks where he fielded the ball near the 30-yard line. And while we have a moment here, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to the Kentucky State High School Football Championships from Fairgrounds Stadium in Louisville. Well, the Corbin Redhounds come to the line of scrimmage, first and 10 at their 29-yard line, and they trail in this game 21-0. And here is a short drop, and they're looking to throw the football. It's going to be intercepted by Courtney Johnson at the 40-yard line. At the 20, takes it down, knocked out of bounds down at the 13-yard line.
We talked about in the first game, talking about matchups, how they had Mayfield had a receiver that had a 3 or 4 inch advantage on the DB. But that situation, the DB had the advantage on the wide receiver. So
exactly.
When you throw the ball up like that, he has the best opportunity of coming down with that ball. And that ball was high and lofty. And
well, the whole idea behind that particular pass was try to loft it out there and have the offensive receiver run under it. And that time Johnson just had a beat on the ball, and he ran underneath it and intercepted it and took it all the way back to the 13.
Wow.
Jeremy Brock was looking for Justin Barton as we talked about. Corbin had been running the football and trying to catch Breathitt County by surprise there, operating out of the tight formation, but it didn't work. And now Justin Haddix has his team at the line of scrimmage at the 13-yard line. They spread the field. The only running back is Darren Back. He's back there as a blocker for Haddix. Haddix directing traffic, moves him to the left, and now here's Haddix rolling left, fires, got Thomas, catches it at the 15, tackled back at the 17. Closing in a hurry was Justin Barton to make the play.
That was pretty tough right there. Haddix got to staring him down and allowed the defender to be able to make that play right there. Probably if he throws it on his initial look, then he's probably going to be okay.
Loss of 4 yards on the play. It'll be second down and 14 to go.
Haddix doesn't like what he sees. He turns and calls timeout.
So we get a timeout on the field with 10:51 to go in the first half of play. It's Breathitt County 21. The Corbin Redhounds nothing. We'll return to Fairground Stadium in just a minute.
The first snap.
Coming away from the timeout, Haddix drops a pass out on the right side to Dustin Barnett, who makes the catch and gets down to the 7-yard line, where it'll be third down and 4 to go. Haddix looks to the sideline, and Coach Mike Holcomb getting the play signaled in. Haddix now sets up, takes the snap, wants to throw it. Now he's chased out back there, running with the ball, now dumps it in the end zone, touchdown. Boy, what a great adjustment made by Haddix in a lot of traffic. And the receiver he found was Dustin Barnett. And the lead grows to 27-0 for Breathitt County.
I know we got some snow in here the other night, but boy, this is an avalanche that Corbin is underneath right now, and it's really tremendous the way Breathitt County can put points up on you in a hurry.
That time Lawson was coming to bring heat on Haddix, and he just stepped up like he was going to run. Defenders took a step toward him, and then he hit who was it? He hit the end zone. Barnett hit him in the end zone for the touchdown.
Little boots the extra point through to make it 28-0 with 10:08 to go in the first half. The Breathitt County Bobcats lead the Corbin Redhounds. We'll be back as Breathitt County will kick it off again in 1 minute.
Number 22, Preston Smith, returns for kickoff to the 38-yard line.
Preston Smith, a 5'9" freshman, makes the return to the short kickoff from Breathitt County. So Corbin in business now at the 39-yard line. Their own 39. They trail 27-0. That extra point attempt was no good. We were incorrect in thinking it got through the uprights.
It looked good, but the officials waved it off. But that's the only miscue Breathitt County's made thus far.
Here's Brock with a handoff to Lawson, getting to the outside, 40, 45, midfield, and into Breathitt County territory all the way down to the 42-yard line.
Oh, a nice stiff arm right there. I mean, really
Lawson did a great job. He broke a tackle about the 50-yard line, and then another Bobcat had a clear shot at him at about the 45. He just warded him off with a good stiff arm. Yeah, you don't see that too much anymore.
No, you don't. You really don't.
Pure power football right there.
In a situation like that, the guy wants to give him a shoulder shakedown or whatnot. Very rarely do you see a guy put his hand on that helmet and just push the defender
pushed him away.
Gain of 20 yards on the play. So first and 10 at the 42, and Lawson again. This time he is met right in the hole, and coming up for Breathitt County was Neil Watkins, a 5'11", 190-pound junior linebacker. Stop is made. The forward progress might have netted Lawson a yard. It'll be second down and 9 to go. If Corbin has something to their advantage at this point, I would say it's the fact that this is a young football team, and these guys, they say, hey, we're going to be back again next year. We're not going to quit now. We've got a lot of reason to get everything we can out of this game, even though we're down big early.
Yeah, you don't want to get totally out of what you do, because then it could turn into a situation where you could even get even more demoralized by giving Breathitt the ball back.
Here's Lawson again, and again it's Watkins, the linebacker, who comes in there and makes a stop just inside the 39-yard line, a gain of a couple more, but it'll be third down and 7 to go.
You know what we're seeing on the line of scrimmage, Corbin has good size in there, and at the point of attack, initially, when you look at what happens, there's a hole there. But before the ball carrier can get to the line of scrimmage, Breathitt County is so quick, they're just closing that hole up just immediately.
They really are. I mean, they've got quickness, and they've got guys stepping into the gaps and just making it really tough on Corbin in their blocking scheme.
Isaac Mills, a sophomore and a wide receiver. Here's Lawson getting the call again, and he gets down to the 35-yard line before he is driven back by the Breathitt County defense. And this time the Breathitt County defense is led by Teddy Warren, a 6', 170-pound senior. It'll be 4th down and about 3 to go, and this is a no-brainer here, down 27-0 with 8:04 to go in the first half of play.
You have to go for it.
You got to go for
question.
it. Redhounds break out of their huddle.
Be interesting to see the play selection right here.
Jeremy Brock has the backs in the I formation. They bring a man in motion from right to left. Give it off to Lawson. He gives a little stiff arm, spins, and does not pick up the first down. He's brought down at the 34-yard line.
It'll be about a yard and a half short.
Justin Haddix came in there late and just kind of backed his way into Lawson to make sure he didn't get any late forward progress to get close to that first down marker. And the ball goes over to Breathitt County with 7:41 to play in the half.
Again, Breathitt County's defensive penetration just disrupted the play. Lawson had to change direction, try to make something out of nothing after the play had been disrupted, actually behind the line of scrimmage.
The one aspect you hear a lot of people talk about that you can't coach in a game is speed, and we've seen it out of Breathitt County's defense. We saw it out of Mayfield's defense in the first game. Just tremendous speed on the defensive side of the ball.
Haddix directing traffic. He'll use one setback, and that's Fraley. And 2 tight ends this time. Johnson lines up as a tight end on the right side, and Haddix is looking. He's looking for Johnson along the near sideline, catches it and drops it at the 45-yard line.
Johnson had a step, and he was just trying to run before he caught it, it seemed, and did not hold on to the football.
A little bit underthrown maybe as he turned around and had to come back for it. And but again, that's a case of this Breathitt County offense and the great diversity. Johnson, they'll line him up wide. That time he was lined up as a tight end to the right side.
This time he's in the left slot.
He's in the slot, so linebackers be aware.
That crossing pattern coming down across the middle.
Haddix calling the play. Corbin looks like they'll rush 5. 5 against 5, and here's Haddix stepping up in the pocket, firing long to Johnson along the near sideline, and he catches it but out of bounds inside the 30.
And Haddix took a shot right there too. As soon as he released the ball, he took a tremendous shot right in the gut there by the pressure of the defensive Corbin on the inside.
Dempsey Blue with the defensive coverage pretty good. He was right with Haddix, but keep in mind Dempsey Blue is 5'7", 134-pound sophomore, and he's working against Courtney Johnson at about 6'1". So now it's 3rd down and 10. Corbin looks for the defensive stop here with 7:28 to go in the half. Haddix takes the snap back, stands it inside his 25. A long time where he can look, and he fires and got Barnett across the 45 for the first down at the 47-yard line, hit and dropped immediately by Jeremy Ware, but not before he's able to pick up the first down. And boy, Haddix just had too long.
He just stands back there, and he's got good protection. Those guys know how to pass block, and they're not getting a lot of pressure on him. And when you give him that much time, he'll eventually find someone open.
And the target that Barnett presents right there across the middle, I mean, they're just going to kill you right there with just the way they can put people and match up with your defense.
New set of downs from the 42 of Breathitt County. Haddix takes it, wants to run. He's going to pick up a yard. Running off left tackle.
That's the keep them honest run, Dan.
Yeah, just to say, okay, we're going to try to keep you honest.
Haddix is now 9 of 14 for 93 yards through the air. And the offensive numbers grow. Breathitt County's gained 162 yards to Corbin's 36. Again, it all started with a punt return for a touchdown. Haddix out of the shotgun, stands at his 40 all day. Looks, he fires wide open as Courtney Johnson at the 40, 35 coming back, looking for a block. He's dropped at the 35-yard line, and the man who made the tackle for Corbin was Justin Barton, but all alone in the middle of of that defense was Johnson. And again, this is a tough team. You try to play zone defense against this team, and you get that type of situation right there as Johnson has another grab, adding to his huge numbers for the season. 1st and 10 at the 34. Haddix getting pressure, and he is going to be hit and dropped. Oh boy, they came in and really pounded him about the time he hit the turf. And the man who made it happen was Jeremy Ware.
Haddix got a little rattled that time. I maybe knocked him out of his shoelaces, though. He's just tying his shoe. I thought he was getting up slow.
Ware came on a blitz from the left corner. Nobody picked him up.
You have to wonder how Johnson can get that open, Dan. I mean, this guy is the leading receiver, if not the leading one in the state, one of the leading receivers in the state. And here he is, 10, 15 yards downfield, right in the middle of the zone, just wide open.
And that's why you've got 4 other receivers out looking for the football, and they've spread the zone so far.
And then when you're not getting any pressure from the defensive front for Corbin, you know, you got a chance to work around till you get open.
Here is Haddix. He's looking. He's going to be hit back there, and he'll be dropped for a loss back at the 42.
If you're a Corbin Red Hen fan, you've got to think, wow, we're finally getting some pressure on this guy. This series right here, this last series of downs, they've been able to get in there and cause Haddix some trouble.
You know, sometimes when you're rushing, you might be a little bit tentative when you come blitzing in there, and you think, oh, I don't want him to get away from me. And now all of a sudden, Ware is just saying, hey, I'm just going all out. I think he has actually stepped up the speed of his rush just a little bit, and that's enabled him to get there.
I think you're right. I think he was one step behind before, and now he's able to make that corner and really get the pressure on.
We got a timeout. 5:22 left here in the first half of play. It's Breathitt County 27, Corbin nothing. We'll be back here at Fairgrounds Stadium in just a minute. Haddix goes over the middle as we come away from the timeout. He was looking for Courtney Johnson, and Johnson, he couldn't get to the football. There were actually 3 Corbin players, a couple of Breathitt County players back there, and everybody just kind of looked at each other like, well, I think somebody should have caught that one for one team or the other, but it didn't happen. It falls incomplete. It'll be 4th down, and Breathitt County, for the first time in this game, is going to punt it away.
As they looked around at one another, it was all like, you should have caught it. No, I should have caught it.
Didn't think we'd ever see the punting unit for Breathitt County the way they were moving the ball for the better part of this first half.
Look who the up blocker is, though.
Little to kick, and they snap it back to Little. Barton to return it. Pretty good rush on him, but he gets it away. It will hit at the 18, bounce inside the 10, and will finally roll dead at the 7. Look at the Breathitt County players. They're kind of waving it down.
I tell you what,
put a little air to it. Put a little air to it on this AstroTurf.
Gary made a good point. He said, look at who the up back was in the punt formation. It was Haddix, the quarterback. The thing about Corbin was they knew it was up back, and he wasn't back there as a blocker, and they came and took a free shot at him. I mean, you talk about on the professional level, everybody getting on sap down at Tampa Bay for hitting the offensive lineman for Green Bay. Hey, that's what you got to take those shots when you can get them. If he's out there on the way and he's a key factor, you got to make a play on him.
So Corbin deep in its own territory, locked back at its 6-yard line. Bring a man in motion. And they want to throw. Brock.
Oh, it's wounded.
He throws it up for grabs, and it's intercepted by Haddix at the 15-yard line.
Wow.
Second interception for Breathitt County, and
Corbin has just not had any luck today trying to throw the ball at all, quite frankly. That ball just came out as a wounded duck. It didn't, I don't know if someone hit him or if the ball just sort of slipped out of his hand, but it just went up and just came down nowhere, really.
Corbin, a team that needs to run the ball to be able to throw the ball, and they haven't been able to run it with enough success, really, to spread the defense at all and make Breathitt County honor that. And a big rush has been on, and now Haddix with his team back at the 15-yard line, looking to add to a 27-0 lead with 4:54 to go in the first half of play. They spread the field. Nobody back there with Haddix. He takes it, starts to run right up the middle. Now he tries to get to the outside. He'll be dropped at the 16, and a flag goes down. That'll be a holding call against Breathitt County.
He only had one run play option there, and it was the quarterback draw because the backfield was empty.
Everybody out wide, spread way out.
This will move the ball back out to the 26-yard line, and it will be 1st down and 21 to go.
Wouldn't be surprised if Breathitt County went to that formation again and maybe ran some kind of a wide receiver screen with the way Corbin's playing off of them in that zone right there. You're at least going to get 4 or 5 yards, you think, on every chance you can out there on the perimeter like that.
From the spot of the infraction, it's actually it happened at the 19, so it's back at the 29, and they got to get to the 5, so 24 yards to make up. It's 1st down. Haddix keeps a couple of blockers with him this time. A little different formation. Johnson is one of those. Could be a screen, but no, they don't even look to him. They try, and Barnett has it at the 5, 1st down at the 4-yard line.
Great throw by Haddix again.
Just kind of threw that one up there, and the defender, Brad Stacy, at 5'9". Again, we're getting just size mismatches, and Breathitt County taking advantage of them.
Well, they make it look easy. They make it look like one of those little video games that you play and just throw it bopper and the guy goes up and makes a play on it.
You know, they list Barnett at 6'1", but he plays much bigger than that.
So now 1st and goal. The ball just inside the Corbin 4. Twin setbacks. Haddix fires. He's got Johnson in the left flat, and he dives in for the touchdown.
Quick hitch right there. That's all you have to do when they play off of you like it. Just throw it out there right now, and then
take that one hitch step, and you can just make it the first guy miss, and you're in.
There you go.
So Courtney Johnson on the receiving end of a touchdown pass. And for Johnson, that's his 19th touchdown reception of the season. Little will try the point after. He missed the last one. We'll watch this one a little closer. It's on the tee. A big rush is on. The kick is up, and it is no good.
That one sailed to the left. I happened to see that one.
So with 4:12 remaining in the first half, it's Breathitt County with the lead 33-0 over the Corbin Redhounds. And Breathitt County will kick it off again when we come back to Fairgrounds Stadium in 1 minute. Little's kickoff is taken by freshman Eric Blackwood, and he gets it back out the short kickoff back to the 37-yard line.
You know, it's been an interesting kicking strategy by both teams. Neither team has decided to go long, and even on the punts, they're sort of punching the ball to the other team and trying to limit the return yardage.
Hey, you got a couple of schools that I don't think play soccer, and you don't develop good kickers.
That's true.
You don't kick it deep. Here's a little misdirection in the backfield. A fumble recovered by Breathitt County, and the Bobcats have got it again. Making the recovery for Breathitt County was Neil Watkins, the linebacker. He's been a real force on defense for Breathitt County in this game. And again, this Breathitt County offense, Haddix says, we got to go out and do it again.
the mistakes for Corbin right now are just snowballing.
They're just killing them.
I mean,
that was just a simple mistiming in the backfield, and Brock tried to make the handoff, and the actual intended receptor of the handoff had already gone by him.
Yeah, you look at it where all these miscues are happening deep in their own territory.
Third turnover of the game, and now Haddix works out of the shotgun, has a couple of blockers back there with him. He takes it, and he looks and he fires in the far sideline to Johnson, and Johnson almost made a great catch.
Wow.
Well, he tried to tip that ball to himself as he reached over the defender, who was Jeremy Ware. And boy, let's give Ware a lot of credit. I mean, he's on defense, what a job he's doing. He's been rushing the quarterback and putting pressure there, and he's back in pass coverage against an outstanding receiver and stayed right with him. Kept the pass from being completed. It's 2nd and 10.
Johnson almost made one of those Sunday afternoon catches right there.
Here is Haddix again out of the gun on 2nd and 10. Big rush on. They set up the screen, and they get the ball. Fraley in the right flat. 30, 29-yard line, taken down, a gain of 5 on the play. And there's Barton in to make the stop for Corbin. Got some help from Craig Owens, a 6'2", 249-pound senior. As they bring it in, they'll spot it at the 28. A gain of 6. It'll be 3rd and 4.
I tell you what a perfect call for a perfect situation. The blitz was on. You get everybody coming up the middle like you want, and then you just dump it over the defender's head for the quick screen.
Thomas to the right, Johnson to the left. In the slot to the left side is Barnett. Boy, what 3 receivers Haddix has got to work with. Takes the snap and has time in the pocket. He's looking for Johnson, who twists and turns, makes a catch at the 5, twists and reaches out, and he's down at about the 2-yard line.
What an adjustment made by Johnson there. He turned twice to finally come back and get the ball, and by him turning his hips, he made a defender and Ware have to turn around. He never knew where the ball was.
When he got Ware to turn the first time, it was in real trouble at that point.
Man, I mean, you talk about being on an island by yourself. Yeah. That's definitely where it was at that time.
27 yards on the pass completion, and it's at the 1-yard line, 1st and goal for Breathitt County. 2:50 left in the first half. Haddix will go hands under center with 2 setbacks. Haddix short drop, wants to throw, and it's off the hand of Fraley.
Oh, Fraley's he's sitting there like, oh, man, I had that.
Man, how could I drop that pass?
Oh, man.
2:43 to go.
Relatively wide open.
Fraley need to be ashamed of himself, because on defense he's a cornerback, so it's not one of those situations where you say, well, maybe he's a linebacker on the other side of the ball.
Here we go on 2nd and goal from the 1. Haddix, he wants to throw again, and this one's batted down. I'm not sure. It may have been number 77.
Yeah, I think it was 77.
Jeff Cloud, 6'2", 251-pound senior, who bats it down. Now it's third down.
And this is quite a contrast from earlier when they were inside the 5 and they ran it 4 straight times with Haddix.
Now they've thrown it twice from the 1.
Barnett is a tight end to the right side. Thomas to the left. Johnson to the right. And they give it to Fraley, and he doesn't get in. He is stacked up by that Corbin defense.
Good job that time by the Red Hounds. Their defensive line was able to penetrate and get under the offensive blocks, and that allowed them to knock Fraley down for no gain.
Warren, that was Brandon Feltz and Jeff Cloud along with Craig Owens. And now Haddix dives in over right guard for the touchdown. Oh, no.
No, they didn't mark it.
Whoa.
I don't know what that call was.
I guess we do have a bad angle. That was
Haddix
man.
From our angle, he was clearly into the end zone, and they marked him short by about 2 feet.
Wow.
Must have been a neat touch that we couldn't see.
Must have. Haddix goes to the sideline, both hands out like, what is that about?
Well, you know, Corbin right here just has to be, you know, a situation where, hey, we need to be able to just dig us out of, you know, out of the shadows of our own end zone. We got to be able to, you know, move this ball out of here just a little bit the last 2 minutes so that we don't give up another score here.
So from the 1-yard line with 2:08 to go in the half, Corbin just wants to try to ease this one out, and the quarterback, Jeremy Brock, eases off left guard and gets out to the 2.
Number 7 on the carry for the Red Hounds.
So a gain of a yard.
On the top for Breathitt County, number 4.
Brock coming over near the sideline to meet teammate Travis Pruitt as he comes in with the play from the Corbin sideline.
2nd and 9.
Clock moving with 1:40 to go. Stay with us at halftime. Bridget DeVries, the commissioner of the KHSAA, will be our special guest. And here's the
ball's down.
There's a fumble in there, and it's recovered by Breathitt County, and they're going to mark him down at the 1-yard line. He thought he was in for the touchdown. Well, he wanted that score, but he didn't get it. But Breathitt County back in business. Jared Stacy, the senior, on the ball.
Talk about the handoff. Brock's fault. Brock did not put that ball in that basket as a quarterback had taught. I mean, he should never be trying to come away from the running back before he stuck that ball in there really good and snug.
So Breathitt County on the 4th turnover of the game by Corbin, and Haddix will just take it and dive off the right side and get in for the touchdown.
What did Yogi Berra say? Deja vu all over again.
Deja vu. Looked exactly like the other one that they called him down on the 1.
And the lead grows to 39-0.
That was our instant replay.
That's what it was.
So Breathitt County continues to mount the lead over Corbin. And the Bobcats will go for 2.
Why at this juncture, we really don't know. But.
Well, they've just misfired on a couple of kicks, and here they're looking for Johnson in the end zone, and he
out of bounds.
Is out of bounds.
Yeah.
I was surprised on that previous drive before this one why they didn't go to the fade or something there early, and they never did. They kept throwing the little pass in the middle to the running back instead of trying to fade at least once.
So the Bobcats are on the board again, and Breathitt County kicks it off when we come back to Fairgrounds Stadium. 39-0 Bobcats. We're back in a minute.
Able to get anything going while their defense has been given very little to work with as the Red Hounds find themselves down 39-0. We'll pick up the third quarter action when we return on this WIMT Sports Special, the 2002 Class 2A State Football Championship game. Stay with us.
Really want to spread that defense out some and create some seams.
Here is the handoff to Lawson, though, and he comes from right to left across the 30 out to the 33-yard line. A gain of 3 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 12 to go.
Haddix comes up from his safety position to make that tackle.
Well, if you line up 11 on 11 in a confined area, again, it's tough to move the football. You spread the field a little bit and make those receivers be honored, and you reduce the numbers. You just got a little bit better chance, it seems like, of moving it. Although Breathitt County, again, they have 9 men right up in the box. Short drop, and the quarterback is going to be hit and dropped. For Breathitt County, it was Daniel Wireman.
He was coming off the corner.
Defensive end who gets in there and is able to knock down Jeremy Brock. Tackle is made back at the 28-yard line.
Brock was looking out here in the left flat area, but just could not find enough time to release the football out there.
Third down, 17 to go for Corbin on this initial possession of the second half. Brock, as he brings his team to the line of scrimmage, again sends wide receivers out to the right side, and Lawson is the lone running back. And they run a little shuffle pass coming underneath, but it doesn't go anywhere.
That's Casey Noble for Breathitt County that's sort of sniffed that out very quickly, and just as the shuffle pass got there, Casey was right on the tackle.
Justin Barton was the guy who got the football, but the tackle is made at the 27, so a loss of another yard. And on 4th and 18, Ballou will come in to punt it away. Thomas and Johnson are back, and they stand at the Breathitt County 45. It's a good snap, plenty of time for Ballou. Boots a low kick that will hit at the 45, bounce across midfield, and Johnson probably wisely decides to get away from it and let it roll dead at the 42-yard line.
And how huge was that sack then? I mean, you talk about taking another 10 yards away from the punter there instead of getting the ball at about the 42-yard line of Breathitt County. Probably could have been in a little bit further than that and helped the defense out a little bit. But, you know, those are some of the things that you look at in the course of the ball game.
Breathitt County not going away from their game plan. They come in, no huddle. Haddix goes right to the gun.
Two men back there blocking with him, and he takes a snap and he sets up and he looks long downfield for Thomas, who runs. It's knocked away. It's intercepted. Picked off by Barton at the 10-yard line, back out to the 22. I thought that ball was going to go through Barton's hands and Thomas was going to get it, but it didn't happen as the interception is made by Corbin's Justin Barton, 6 foot, 141-pound junior. And that's the first turnover of the day against Breathitt County. Corbin gets it back at the 22-yard line. 9:50 to go, third quarter.
Thomas made a nice little move there as the ball was in the air to kind of throw the defender off there a little bit with a little jive step there, and then still was almost made a play on the ball, but Corbin comes away with the interception.
And here is Lawson getting the call on first down, and he picks up about 4 yards out across the 25 near the 26-yard line. Well, if you wonder if Haddix can throw the deep ball,
I think we have an answer.
He juiced that one pretty good, even if it was intercepted. He threw that ball, I'm going to guess, about 60 yards in the air.
Yeah, that ball was intercepted back about the 15-yard line, and the line of scrimmage, as I recall, was inside the 35.
Corbin on 2nd down and 7 to go. Offset eye in the backfield, and Lawson again, the ball carrier. And again, he starts right and then angles his way to the left behind the wall of blockers and is to the 28-yard line. Pickup of a couple more, and it'll be 3rd down and 4 to go.
Dan, one of the things you see in the Bobcat defenders is the blocks are made at the point of the attack, but they don't give ground very much. And the backside pursuit, when the runner gets there, he has to make a cut, and the backside pursuit's there to make the tackle, and usually holds them to a couple of 3 yards.
Yeah, if you're not going to penetrate the line of scrimmage, you at least want to stalemate the offensive lineman to allow your good athletes to make the plays.
And now the quarterback, Jeremy Brock, stumbles coming away from center, falls backwards, and goes down at the 25-yard line. It'll be 4th down. They'll have to punt. Looked like they were going to try to throw the ball on 3rd and 4.
I think they were, and I think what happens sometimes when the quarterback comes out, if he doesn't get out very quickly, the guard or somebody in taking that first step back to block will step on his foot, and it looked like to me that's what happened at that particular occasion.
Blues got to punt it away again. And we've got Haddix back there. It's a short kick that will come to the near sideline and stay in bounds somehow. It hit at the 41 and bounced 10 yards right along the sideline, and finally rolls dead at the 49-yard line of Breathitt County, and that's where the Bobcats will take over with 8:02 to go in this third quarter.
Well, we definitely know that Ballou is living right. Dempsey Ballou's living right. I mean,
that ball hit right on, it hit like 6 inches from the sideline and stayed in bounds. That's amazing.
I've been golfing with Dan. I've seen him hit it off a tree before and land right on the green. So that's kind of the way that was. Kind of found its way towards the hole.
Here we go.
Okay, Dan, no golfing stories.
Well,
I know you're going to get me back here in a minute.
Say, if anybody's had any lucky bounces in golf, it's been you. Sometimes amazingly. Now they're going to just Kind of make sure they move the Breathitt County people, I think, back off the sidelines a little bit. Getting excited. Everybody wants to be right up there. Getting close to the head coach, chance to maybe get in the game here.
Yeah, the B team's getting excited. They know there's a chance.
They're
right
not
there.
far away, are they?
Haddix will go hands under center on 1st and 10 from his own 49. Backs line up in the I formation. Back the up back, and they pitch it back to the tailback, who breaks a tackle back at the 48 and gets across midfield. The ball carrier is Kevin Raleigh, a 5'9", 150-pound sophomore. And he picks up about 4 yards as Corbin's tackler is Brandon Phelps.
Breathitt County actually had a huddle that particular set.
Gain of 3 yards on the play. Actually 2nd and 7. And again, Raleigh is in there in the backfield. And Haddix back to throw.
Deep.
He is going for it all, looking for Courtney Johnson. A bunch of players back there. It's intercepted. Ballou picked it off. Ware, Barton, and Ballou are all back there. Johnson and Thomas, the deep receivers. 3-on-2 Corbin, and the ball tipped up, and it's intercepted by Ballou at the 9-yard line. Make it the 10.
Looked like Haddix never really had control of that ball. When he released that ball, it looked kind of funny coming out of his hand.
Looked like it may have sailed on him just a bit. Didn't have the same velocity on it that we've seen earlier.
Got that nose up in the air, so to speak, when he threw that ball.
7:18 to go, third quarter. Corbin gets it back on a turnover deep in their own territory. Handoff to Lawson, and he finds for a couple of yards out to the 12. After the play, the quarterback runs toward the Corbin sideline, gets met by the player coming off the bench, in this case Travis Pruitt, bringing the play in.
Again, Corbin trying to run inside, that time with just a little bit of a misdirection.
And they've gone back that tight formation, 11 on 11, and this time the gain is out to about the 16-yard line, and the ball carrier for Corbin is Justin Moore. Well, Moore is 5'11", 184. He is a junior. Of course, we've seen Lawson as the primary ball carrier. He's 6'2", 190 and a junior. The quarterback, Brock, is only a sophomore. And we could go on down the line of very young players on this Corbin team. Ballou in motion. The give to Lawson. Tries to make a cutback, and that time it was Courtney Johnson who stepped up and filled the gap. And he forced Lawson back to the inside where there was help, and the tackle made at the 18-yard line. It'll be 4th down and 2 to go. Another punting situation for the Red Hounds with 5:55 to play in this third quarter. It's kind of like this game has almost come to a halt.
It really is sort of, tempo has really slowed down in the second half here.
39-0. Haddix is the only man back to return the kick. Ballou with a big rush on. Gets a very short kick away. It's fielded at the 28-yard line by Breathitt County. Back down inside the 10 for the Bobcats goes Gary Smith. There's a little freshman who almost had a real thrill in this game.
I don't think I've ever seen that happen on a punt.
Well, what it was sort of a defensive end who had peeled back to make the block, and they were trying to kick the ball way over to the right side, away from Haddix, so to keep Haddix from getting it. Smith was there and just took it on the fly and ran it back.
And I stand corrected. That was Michael Riley and not Smith. That was 84, not 34. Michael Riley,
okay,
a 5'8" senior who almost got the thrill of his career probably to get a touchdown here in this championship game. Haddix to throw. He fires and it's incomplete. Boy, he put some mustard on that, and I think Barnett was surprised that at the velocity of the ball, and he couldn't catch up to it, and it's incomplete. 2nd down and goal at the 8-yard line.
There's some pressure from the backside on Haddix that particular time, and he felt like he had to get rid of it a little sooner than really maybe he wanted to, and he put a little extra charge in it, and it just sailed right by.
The other thing that was funny about that punt return was the situation where before the ball was even punted, everybody from Breathitt County started going to the left side like they anticipated the ball being kicked over there.
Yeah.
On 2nd and goal, Haddix out of the shotgun, and he fires in the right flat. He's got Barnett, who is taken down at the 6-yard line. Good open field tackle is made by Jeremy Ware.
Jeremy's been all over the field all night tonight.
Probably if you're going to name a defensive player in the game, it would go to a guy who's on a team getting beat 39-0. Jeremy Ware.
That means he's been on the field a lot.
Had a lot of opportunities.
Here's Haddix again, looks to throw. He fires in the end zone and caught by Courtney Johnson
Great
for
throw.
a touchdown.
You know, that's a major college throw right there.
Yeah, throwing across the field.
It's an out pattern going across the field. He probably threw that ball 30 yards, and it was right on the money. The defender was there, but it just over his outstretched arms into the arms of Johnson.
Isaac Mills was there trying to defend on the play. So Courtney Johnson has his second touchdown of this game.
And gets rid of it just in the nick of time because Ware had a beat on Haddix right to the backfield.
Sure did.
Here's the extra point try from placement, and it's no good. That was a low line driver by Little.
The only thing that Breathitt County has done all evening long is miss a few extra point attempts.
Yeah, if you want to look at weaknesses of either team, you know, you sort of look at Breathitt County, you can't find any on defense or offense, but their kicking game just sort of seems to be a little bit suspect here, but certainly doesn't seem to have much effect on the scoreboard as it's now 45-0.
Little with the first three kicks that were good today. That's been the big reason that we have the lopsided score. Breathitt County would be in control and ahead anyway. It's gotten out of hand because they've had those short distances to work with and have been able to put some in the end zone very easily. Here's Little with the kickoff. Little line driver down the middle, fielded at the 30-yard line, back across the 40 and to the 46-yard line. Corbin will get excellent field position here to start this series. The return made by Preston Smith, a freshman.
Redhounds have a lot of underclassmen on the special teams, especially. We've called a lot of freshman names on the short kicks, so they've got a lot of young people coming up through their system.
Clock with 4:17 remaining. As Corbin starts from the 46. And the handoff goes to Lawson, and he gets a yard. He's going to be a tired young man tonight. He has gotten the call a lot.
He has. He runs very hard in there. There's just no place to go. They're keeping it inside the tackles. I think they think that's where their strength is. They want to keep the ball on the ground. But the Bobcats have just dominated the line of scrimmage in there.
Derek Pirrett had 33 carries in the Class A final. Brought over 150 yards to lead Mayfield to a 14-7 win over Beechwood. On second down and 9 to go after the 1-yard gain by Lawson. Corbin with the ball right in the center of the field. A lone setback. And they want to throw the football looking down the field, and the catch is made by Mills down at the 23-yard line. It'll be a first down. So finally a pass completion for Jeremy Brock, and he floated that one up there. Mills able to make the good grab, and it turns into a big gainer.
And that was the situation right there where both the offensive and the defensive player had the ball simultaneously, and it goes to the offensive player in that situation.
What they call a co-possession, and they'll give it to the offensive guy under rules, I suppose.
Yeah, that was an unbelievable catch.
Riley was right there. Riley was the defender, and he was right there on the play and had half of the ball.
28 yards on the pass reception. And they want to throw again. A big rush is on. The pass goes incomplete. As running for his life that time was Jeremy Brock. The pressure put on him by Daniel Wireman, who really nailed him right after he released that football.
Well, you know, the pride of the Breathitt County defense doesn't want that zero to come off the board.
Yeah, they're looking up there right now and saying, wait a minute, these guys, we're not going to let these guys score a touchdown on us. And Brock that time really had to unload because it was just heat coming from Wireman from the inside.
Brock is 5'11", 161. Again, he's only a sophomore. Wide receivers come out to the left for Corbin. Lawson is the lone running back. Short drop. They want a little flare out to Mills. They get it to him, but he is hemmed in and will be hit and drop back at the 28-yard line.
Again, quickness on defense. They react to the ball very, very well. They saw the pass floated out into the flat, and defenders Johnson and others were out there to make the tackle.
Look in that secondary, and you've got Johnson and Thomas and Haddix. The guys that get it done on offense. Michael Riley. This is really a defense that is built on just overall speed.
And if you look at those defenders back, particularly the pass defenders, they're all seniors, Dan.
on 3rd down and 14 to go. Short drop of the quarterback, and he's firing. Floats it up there for Mills, and it will be tipped by Riley, and it goes incomplete. And that time Mills became defender as the pass was underthrown just a little bit, and he actually came back through the defender Michael Riley to make sure he didn't make the reception. We do have a running clock now with the 45-0 lead.
A position.
I'll tell you what, Brock has thrown a couple of nice balls here lately. I mean, during the first half, he really couldn't get any good velocity on the ball because he was being pressured so much. But here the last couple of pass plays, he's looked pretty good.
Well,
pass had a good trajectory on it, just maybe just slightly underthrown.
Sophomore quarterback, kind of cold conditions, things not going well. A lot of things kind of stacked up against him. Now he's out of the shotgun on 4th down and long, and he fires looking for Lawson, and it was almost intercepted by Courtney Johnson, and he could have taken that one to the house if he'd been able to get there just a second earlier. The incomplete pass on 4th down turns the ball over to the Breathitt County Bobcats.
Johnson got a read on it, and he was just a step short of making that interception. And as you said, he had open field all the way down. Would have been like 75-yard return there.
Did do a good job of getting that big mid on that ball, though, knocking it down to keep the receiver from having any kind of chance.
That should bring the 3rd quarter to an end as time will run out.
It does.
In the quarter. So at the end of 3 periods, it's Breathitt County 45, Corbin nothing. 4th quarter action coming your way from Fairground Stadium when we return in just a minute. And he sets up at his 20, and he looks, and he's firing it, and intended for Barnett, who makes the grab just into Corbin territory, knocked down at the 47-yard line by Ballou. But the passing game keeps on clicking for Breathitt County.
Really interesting to watch Haddix throw the ball. He tends to throw sort of a rainbow pass. It's very easy to catch, very soft catch.
So Haddix now with his team at the 47-yard line is going to throw again. He fires, and he's got Courtney Johnson, who makes a move at the 42, but wrapped up in a good open field tackle out there. And once again, it's Jeremy Ware who made the play for the Corbin Redhounds. The yardage total now for Haddix in this game, passing the football 202. So he is moving up the list. And he is closing in on Gino Gaduli for 2nd place all time in yardage, Kentucky high school football. And he's looking for it right here as he fires it up there, and he's got a man out there. Touchdown to Thomas. He dropped it in the end zone. Double coverage there, and Thomas couldn't hang on in the middle part of the end zone.
Thomas beat the coverage, and that outrun had a step. The ball was right there. He just couldn't hang on to the football. Thomas takes a long run. It's a long way back to the line of scrimmage, Dan, after you drop one like that.
Absolutely. 3rd down. Haddix will throw again. He's being chased out of the pocket, and he's trying to get away, and he fires on the move and just out of bounds. Boy, what a delivery. But Barnett could not stay in down at the 27-yard line, and it'll be 4th down.
But a nice play by Barnett there anyway. Just probably about a half a foot from being inbounds right there. Just stepped on the white line.
It's 4th down. Haddix basically waving the punter back to the bench, says, let's go for it, coach.
He needs 50 yards to move into 2nd place all time. And there's a pass completion for the 1st down. Making the catch over there.
Got really a favorable spot.
Was Michael Riley, and moves the chains down at the 34-yard line.
I didn't think he cut it that far past the past the sticks. I thought maybe he was a yard past the sticks, but it looked like the spot is maybe about 2.5 yards.
Well, he was a yard past the sticks when he first caught it, and I thought he had gone down there, and all at once he squirted free and got another couple of yards.
So Haddix with his team from the 34 takes the snap. And he's running around. He dumps a pass in the left flat, and I don't know if it was caught or not. It was incomplete. The intended receiver was Darren Back.
At times Haddix tried to step up in the pocket, and we had Corbin, who is that, Stradley, I guess it was. It was right in his face for Corbin, and he had to just dump it out here in the flat and could not make the completion.
Here we go again. Haddix setting up the screen, gets it out in the right flat. The catch is made out there by Fraley. Fraley lunges and has the first down and gets it across the 25, and it popped right back in his arms, and he's down to the 22.
And Fraley, as he was going down, got hit. The ball came out, and he gathers it in as he goes to the ground.
People probably not familiar with Breathitt County are saying, well, why they're passing the ball over the field?
They don't know how to do it any other way.
That's the way they do it.
Yeah.
And that's the way they do it. I mean,
you're
whether
right.
they're winning or losing, that's how they play football.
And here is the pass back, and Haddix is looking for the touchdown, and it is tipped and then goes incomplete. The intended receiver, Dustin Barnett, got a hand on it. Ballou back there trying to defend. Ball just slightly underthrown. Haddix put another yard of air under it. It might have been another 6, I should say. Again, 3 tremendous receivers that we're seeing in this game to go with the great passer, Haddix. Quite a contingency there to try to cover everybody. Haddix stands at his 20, out of the shotgun. He looks. He's got a man wide open. Thomas caught for a touchdown.
Hey, you talk about looking at a quarterback's eyes. You know, as a defender, you're looking at his eyes, okay? He's looking to the left side of the field the entire time, so you start kind of shifting that way, trying to cheat a little bit, and all of a sudden, you know, the guy runs a little post corner to the back of the end zone.
And he's open by 10 yards over there. You know what Thomas was thinking when that ball was in the air, though?
Oh, no.
After dropping that early one, he said, don't do this twice.
Yeah.
51-0 our score, as the point after will be tried. Little is going to come in and try to kick this one through there. Lines are set, and it's on the tee, and it might have been blocked. Flag goes down.
I think they're going to call roughing running into the kicker.
Brandon Phelps is a guy who came in there and made contact. They're going to call roughing the kicker, but I thought that one was blocked.
I thought the ball was hit.
I did too.
Yeah.
If the ball was hit, I don't know how you can. Maybe I don't understand the rule.
I think we got to go with the officials and say, unless they come back and overrule this, that he just, the way he hit that ball, that it didn't get touched. It looked like it had been blocked, but maybe he just shanked it and
hit the top half of it or something on the kick. I don't know. There's a little conference going on down on the field right now to determine what the call is. I think he's.
Yeah, they're going to wave that one off. Pick up the flag and say it was tipped.
Yeah.
So with 7:28 left in the game, Breathitt County 51, Corbin nothing. We'll be back in 1 minute.
But one thing is for certain, both of these teams will be back in the hunt for another run on Cardinal Stadium. Thanks for watching the 2002 Class 2A State Championship game as Breathitt County brings back state title number 3. Good night, everyone.
The following is a presentation of Mountain Sports.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another WIMT Sports presentation. The 2002 high school football season is now in the record books, but over the next half hour, we will recap the seasons that Rockcastle County, Corbin, and Breathitt County turned in. And just a few weeks ago, the Lexington Herald-Leader released an article about how much mountain football has grown in the last 20 years. And in 2002, the Rockets, Redhounds, and Bobcats proved that article was very true, as all 3 advanced to Louisville and had their shot at a state championship. After we have this break, we begin the show with a quiet coach whose team packed a thunderous punch in 2002. We start a championship season with the Rockcastle County Rockets when we come back. Rockets, who has had arguably the best football program in the mountains over the past 3 seasons. Since 2000, Tom Larkey's Rockets have had a combined record of 39-4, and without a doubt, the best defensive team in Eastern Kentucky. Rick Simler recaps another dominating run the Rockets had on their way to the River City.
Entering the 2002 campaign, the Rockcastle County football team had something to prove. All the motivation they needed was to think back to December of 2001 when they were crushed in the Class 3A state title game, 49-14 to Boyle County.
Well, that was a great experience for myself and the coaches and our community, especially the team. And, you know, a lot of the kids on this team this year were out there on the carpet playing last year, the entire game. And I felt like we got a little bit embarrassed last year, but you look back and say, well, we got there, and that's got to be a person's first goal is to get there to the carpet.
The Rockets were brought back down to earth after that loss, but the returning players made a vow to the seniors that 1 year later they again would be back to the carpet in Louisville. With 7 starters back on both sides of the ball, it was hard not to believe this team would not make some serious noise in 2002. But the season started off on a sour note. Rockcastle lost their first game of the season to Mason County 19-12. However, the Rockets shook off the loss and moved on.
Well, I think they all realized we was playing a good team with against Mason County, and you know, they were one of the top-ranked teams in 2A at that time, and still are. They had a lot of athletes on the team, and you know, sometimes you got to face the reality that that you're going to get beat, and when you do, you got to try to learn from those mistakes.
Over the course of the next 13 weeks, not many teams in Class 3A were even close to the same radar screen the Rockets were in. They didn't start beating teams, they were destroying teams, winning by almost 41 points a contest over the likes of such schools as Paul Dunbar, Lincoln County, and Perry Central. The reasons behind the winning for Rockcastle was simple. They were getting it done on both sides of the ball. On defense, the team was leading the state in rushing defense and allowing less than 7 points a contest. On offense, the team was led by a pair of seniors. Running back Marty Reagan was a wrecking ball out of the backfield. Number 24 rushed for over 2,300 yards and 32 touchdowns on the season. The man handing the ball off to Reagan, quarterback Aaron Anderkin, was guiding this Rocket offense to perfection, rolling up almost 39 points a contest. However, a lot of the success the team was having on defense and offense was due to 2 of the best lines in all the state of Kentucky.
It's hard to find a line like you do. I mean, we got, I think, one of the best lines in the state, and they dominate the ball on both sides, defense and offense, and that's what makes a difference in a game.
After rolling through the regular season, the Rockets were just as impressive in the playoffs with wins over Greenup County, Boyd County, Bell County, and perhaps their greatest playoff win in school history, a thrashing of Highlands 45-6. Rockcastle entered the Class 3A state championship game on a big-time roll, winners of 13 straight and a very hungry to grab the school's first high school state football championship.
This team's very, very hungry. This team won't settle for a state runner-up again. You know, if it happens, we'll be completely dissatisfied.
The Rockets marched back to the carpet in Louisville, ready to put up a much better showing in the Class 3A state championship game against Boyle County. But once again, a slow start and the turnover bug got the best of the Rock, and they fell to the 4-time defending state champions, Boyle County, 21-0.
You know, I told the kids going into this game, you know, if we get down early, don't quit. I don't feel like the kids quit at all. We stayed in the ball game with them. You know, even though we got beat 21-0, I felt like going in the second half, I still felt like we had a chance. And these kids got behind early, and I feel like gutted it out and had a lot of character about themselves.
They always say that there's somebody out there better than you are. You know, I think Boyle County was probably, you know, that team this year. You know, we came in here and we gave it all we had, and we didn't lay down. You know, that's all we can ask for.
This team has nothing to hang their heads about. Over the last 2 years, they created a whole new era for football for Rockcastle County, going 27-3 and appearing in back-to-back Class 3A state championship games.
In the future, that this, you know, we've got a great something to build on, and you know, I don't think we're ever going to be weak. I think we're going to continue to have a strong football team. We may not make it this far every year.
The boys from Mount Vernon have done the Mountains proud and earned themselves the respect to be called one of the best 3A programs in the state of Kentucky. For Mountain Sports, I'm Rick Simler.
And congratulations to Rockcastle on another fine season. When we come back, the fairy tale of Cinderella tells us that everyone can have that one moment at the dance. And this year, Cinderella's name was Corbin. And when we return, we'll see that not only did the glass slipper fit, it came in a shade of red. More of a championship season when we return. When Steve Jewell took over the reins as the head football coach at Corbin High School a couple of years ago, he had one main goal: to restore the football tradition on a state level that Red Hound fans had been accustomed to for more than 75 years. Needless to say, he and his coaching staff have accomplished that goal, and as Michael Brown shows us, Red Hound football is definitely back.
For the Corbin Red Hounds, the 2002 football season, like the 19 that had preceded it, began with a question mark. Graduation had claimed 15 players from the previous year's 10-2 district championship team, and the outlook for the upcoming season seemed fuzzy at best. After being able to score just 6 points against Connor in their season opener, the Hounds were able to rebound for a 28-14 win over Bryan Station in Week 2. Week 3 brought with it a 28-13 win over South Laurel, and things appeared to be off to a sound start. But after being thumped by both Middlesboro and Bell County by a combined score of 84-29, the Hounds were left with a 2-3 record and many more question marks.
We actually had a kind of a pendulum situation where they could have gone downhill from being 2-3, but they were able to dig themselves out of it. And we took the Bell County drubbing that we took over here as a learning experience as well as the Middlesboro ball game. And, you know, we felt like we were in all the other ball games with the Connor High School. But the kids, you know, the big difference is even when we had some adversity, as you do in any ball game, and had some problems happen, they've learned how to step it up and pick those things up.
From then on, Corbin was an entirely different team. The Hounds closed out the regular season with 5 straight wins in which they averaged almost 30 points per game. With momentum and confidence back on their side, the Red Hounds beat Washington County 37-34 to repeat as district champions and then set their sights on the defending 2A title holders, the Bardstown Tigers.
We got a lot of skilled athletes, and we got to keep the ball away from those type of kids and keep the ball offensively and ground some clock out and really try to take the ball game to them.
Against Bardstown, it was vintage Red Hound football, which can only be summed up as one style of play, power football. By combining the running strength of Jared Lawson with the pinpoint passing of Jeremy Brock, the Hounds made it known that the 2A crown would have to be placed upon a different head in 2002, and they were more than willing to accept that role. After dismantling the reigning state champions 36-21, Corbin found themselves up against the state's second-ranked team in LaRue County, the same LaRue County team who had ended the Red Hound season only 1 year ago. Coach Jewell hoped that would be an added incentive for his team's performance.
It's kind of like the tables have turned this year in the aspect of last year we were kind of a senior-dominated team, so hopefully we can play the spoilers this year in that aspect of it. And I hope our kids take that role and that approach.
And take that approach they did. After jumping out to an early lead, Corbin never looked back and won in dominating fashion, 21-0. Now all that stood between them and Louisville was Webster County.
On our scoreboard over there in the side of our stadium there, we don't have district championships. It's only state championships and state runner-ups that's written on there. So that's still our goal, and that's where these kids, you know, we refocused our goal. We were sitting 2-3 after our first 5 ball games. Yeah, we set our goal to win the district and trying to win all those ball games. We've accomplished that, and now we've got another goal. We want to win the region right now, and then after that, we want to make it to the state.
Playing high school football on the day after Thanksgiving is an invitation handed out to only 16 teams in the state of Kentucky. Thanks to their 21-0 shutout of LaRue County, Corbin had earned the right. If they can now beat Webster County, the Red Hounds would be heading back to the state finals for the first time in 12 years. After spotting the Trojans an early lead, the Red Hounds stormed back to tie the game at 7. Despite trailing at the half 14-12, Corbin kept their composure and came from behind to win 28-21. The Hounds were Louisville bound.
There's one more unfinished business, you know. A lot of times, 10 years from now, people are not going to, it's kind of like in the Super Bowl or the NCAA title or whatever, how you look at it. A lot of times they don't remember who the runner-up was. So we got one focus on our mind this week, and, because this shot don't come around very often, as we want to come back with a championship.
Be patient here now. Be patient and enjoy the heck out of it, okay? Enjoy the heck out of it. Huh? All right, now let's go. Come on.
But unfortunately, these dogs would not have their day in Cardinal Stadium. The top-ranked Breathitt County Bobcats jumped all over Corbin from the opening kickoff and ended the Red Hound Cinderella run with a resounding 51-0 victory. And while last Friday's loss in the state championship game was not the ending Coach Jewell and his team had envisioned, neither was the entire season, one that began with more questions than answers last August.
Congratulations to Corbin, and certainly they captured the hearts of a lot of people, a lot of fans here in Eastern Kentucky. When we come back, we take a look at the year's most explosive offensive and defensive team Eastern Kentucky has seen in quite a while. The story behind how the Breathitt County Bobcats return to glory when a championship season returns. of the mountains when we think of domination. Since 1995, the Breathitt County Bobcats have been one of the most feared football powerhouses from the mountains, and for the third time in 7 years, the state saw the result of what can happen when offense and defense work out as one unit. 1995 and 1996 was certainly a special time in Breathitt County as undefeated and back-to-back state titles rejuvenated the area and put Bobcat football on the map. But from 1997 through 2001, only upset losses and near misses accounted for Breathitt County football. That was until this year. Fireworks and excitement was back in Jackson, and the Cats never disappointed the fans as Breathitt exploded offensively and flat out shut down opponents defensively. But at the beginning of the year, the offense was grabbing the accolades.
Great when you can catch passes and run a backyard offense basically like you did when you were a kid. It's just great. We do this in practice every day. We just knew we had to come out and execute every day, every Friday night.
With Justin Haddix at the controls of a PlayStation 2 type offense, Breathitt County stormed out of the gate by pounding Fleming County, North Hardin, and Knott Central by an average of 55 points a game. In an effort that would have made Chuck Connors proud, the Riverbank Riflemen threw footballs all over the place to different receivers every night, which made everybody happy.
When you're going to catch it over the middle, you better be ready for a rocket because he'll put it in there on you. And I've had a few targets put on my chest.
But for some reason, it would not be until the Madison Southern game in week number 9 that Central Kentucky thought that the Cats could really play. Defensive coordinator John Chapman's gang of run stoppers put Kentucky's leading rusher, Malachi Maxwell, face first in the ground on their way to a 53-0 romp. 2 weeks later, Breathitt County entered postseason play sporting a perfect 10-0 record and the #1 ranking in Kentucky. After an easy 61-0 win over Pike Central in round 1, the 2001 state runner-up in Prestonsburg came to the Riverbank, and they had their chances to strike early, but the defense snuffed them out as Justin Haddix proved he could do more than just throw. He could run, scoring 5 touchdowns in a 42-24 win. Then came the regional finals in the mud of Belfry's Death Valley. Breathitt somehow came out as clean as they did when they entered the ball game, winning 21-0 and grabbing some trophies along the way. The night was November 29th. It was certainly one for the ages, and if you were there, you saw a comeback that will forever be etched in the minds of those in Mike Holcomb Stadium that night. For once, Breathitt County looked human. With a total of 7 turnovers and more than 100 yards in penalties, the Cats found themselves trailing Russell 21-6 going into the 4th quarter when it happened. The Bobcats caught fire and somehow miraculously tied the game to put it into overtime. In OT, Russell scored first, but a costly missed extra point would prove deadly. When Justin Haddix scored on Breathitt's second play, the house was shaking, and the pressure was on the right foot of David Little, who propelled the Cats into Louisville.
What was going through your mind on the kick? What was going through your mind? I was just thinking of the team wanting to get it to Louisville again. I just got up there and kicked it. Going to Louisville, and we're going to Louisville again. Hey, that's like home to us. We're excited to be back down there, man.
Oh, we had the worst first half we could have played in our lives. We was just down 1 point. I mean, we knew we had it in us. We just come back. We didn't quit. We stayed patient. When we come back, they can't stop us. We're going to Louisville, baby.
1 week later, Breathitt County found themselves facing mountain counterpart Corbin. But in many ways, the Class 2A state championship was over before it started, as Breathitt County raced away with yet another Class 2A state championship, their 3rd in 7 years, beating Corbin soundly 51-0. And another congratulations definitely goes out to Breathitt County. A wonderful ride for them as they capture yet another state championship for Class 2A. When we return, we will wrap up the show with a special video when we come back. Sports presentation of a championship season, and a very appreciative thank you needs to go out to Rockcastle County, Corbin, and Breathitt County for making this past 2002 season certainly one that years from now fans will look back on as something special. As we leave you tonight, here's a look back at some of the images from championship weekend at Louisville's Cardinal Stadium. Good night, everyone.